So before I go straight into what we're going to do today, I just wanted to share something that's coming along as the name or the intention for the bee business or the bee hub have changed, literally shifted very quickly, just right. I think in the threshold of this like 31st and the January, I didn't even know that it's going to be changed because I already created content. And like prior to that, I have set up the calendar already before New Year. So while I have to redo all of that, which is already I have updated and changed the name. So coming into in December, I was I know a couple of years now, I also share it with you that I'm not doing anything in December. But this year, which is not this year, last year, which is the past, but few days, like let's say last week, I had been, yes, I didn't do much as not doing, as like creating. I wasn't really creating as a new things. I didn't create anything new. I created what I have done, but I went deeper to see where I can reach. So I went into, instead of go wide, I go deep. So I have already shared where the elemental code coming in 2022. So Carl, you know this. Remember the you and Xenia, we wanted to collaborate that program, the wheel of element or the element, I think it's the wheel of element. It never got lifted. It never get birthed out. We were in couple of the meeting with Jen and so like see that where we wanted to and how and all of that. But I think in beginning we were very in tune, very connected, like three of us. And then somehow in between we all diverted our path. Is there's no disharmony there. It's just like somehow it just paused. And
Mm.
then Xenia went out to the space, like went out to do her own thing, discontinue with GOTC. And then I think that I was going into this body work, emotional, a lot of emotional for that year, the whole year. And then Carol also doing this emotional stuff, all of that. And it just that is all in the incubator. It's like zip it up. So I literally saw this code came to my inner vision. And I went to our archive telegram, and that was like 3 years ago. And immediately I see this a newer code coming, and I was just drawing. And that is why the birth is there. So I'm not going to share all of that again in this because we do have, I'm very mindful of the time. And also that I have shared everything is either the story of where this the original story, just like how I share with you now, and then how this changed. I have shared all of that. And in that, in between that assessment coming in, I wanted you guys to really do into your own assessment because in December, I came in to realize that December is the best time is actually doing strategize your business. Strategize on the business, not in the business. So we do it outside the business. Because yes, we have complete in the completion of November, even though this year is not like these 9 years or whatever we call it, but in the December, and the December is actually an open space for us to really look at, we zoom out and you see the whole structure of your business, whether it's there or not. And it's really potent that, of course, talking to Caroline, talking to Sarah Prem, and then come into the word structure. As you know that this year is, I hear structures a lot, like from all of you actually. So we have planner, the word popping up. We have like, it just coming into a lot more. Last year is a lot of the flow. This year is a lot of structure. I'm not talking about this rigid structure. And so like we are wanting for structure like this year. We're wanting something based even more structure. So because we know that we can flow even more and also receive even more. So Siri Prem and I we talk about I think that we tidy up prior, sort of like beginning of December. And then I give her a feedback, a love letter feedback. And then I said that this is what everybody path is different this year. So she come back, she want a little bit more structure. I said, oh, this is interesting, but I love it because now she able to recognize that. Okay, so that is the very, it's sort of like going back to the beginning, like a journey. Okay, we call it as a back in basic, but we know that it's like Jen said, not like basic like kindergarten, but this is basic in a new year. And then Caroline also like, being coming into the space and tell a lot of the flow, but knowing that have to have, if there is no structure, we flow in no meaning. There's no intention behind it. And although that, all this when we do, because she probably the least spiritual in here, right? But I'm not talking about she's not spiritual. She's a lot, she already connected while I knew her, which is just, a few years back. I did not know. But I was like, oh, this is easy. So now she's like very intuitive. Okay. So in very intuitive, she also need a structure because we all have 9 to 5. So for me, I understand that part of like 9 to 5 and full-time entrepreneur. Where is the middle point? So that I'm not producing something that too stress or too much because there's no point. Because for in here, you not be able to receive anything. So I have chunked everything down very, very small. As the past 6 months, you see my micro offering. So all of these, that's underneath, there's a thread. Why am I doing like a behind the scene? This point of time, I'm not sharing that. I'm sharing this because in my strategies in December, right, I find it that all what I did the past 6 months is actually coming to now, and it's all about elemental, all about this fire. You need to get to know your fire. Everybody have that. Your fire, your water, your earth, and your spirit and soul. Of course, there's more element, but we're just doing it into basic because it can get very confusing if you're not very tapped into that. Fire and water, people know, understanding what is what. Therefore, I said, I need the ladies, all of you, to do this pre-assessment to see where you guys are, even though sort of like so you know. Okay, so this is also done. Here I'm describing all of this, sharing all of this. It's sort of like pre-work last week, last 2 weeks or 10 days. I'm just summarizing here what we have done. So yesterday I was in the walk and I was thinking about this. And I put a lot of effort actually in this elemental like leadership. I don't know why, but it come into very. It's easy for me to create a story for you to understand and connect with this elemental leadership. So now I'm starting into sharing with you that I saw into the village, the villages. It doesn't matter what villages, the villages road, and also the superhighway, right? So you know how the superhighway or the road like this, right? And like wherever you go. So I wanted to share a story because when I see this, I come into a story that I can share. It's not it's a morality stories. It's not something that my journey, but I can bring into like a moral stories. So a son and the father, okay? A son and a father. A son come back and visit the father, okay? And the son wanted to bring the father out of the village and just want to take day trip. And then the son said that, let's go to the highway. And the father said, no, 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 don't go to the highway. They are so confusing. And I don't know where it's going to take me. Why don't we take the village road? Like I know where is where and it's safe. And the son said that don't want to argue with the father because he's returning home to the father, sort of like celebration, let's say Christmas, whatever it is. So, but she said that, okay. He said that when we're going to the highway, but when we turned, we come to the village road. So both in that agreement. Okay. So when the son actually go on the highway with the father, driving, and then the father like, oh, yes, so many cars, so many cars. And there's like, oh, it's actually a lot of things to see. a lot of high rise that he never seen before, and so many lights, so beautiful light. And then you can see all it just he sees things that he have not seen in his entire life. And he was started to think, what have I missed? And the son, he said that, oh, you know what, Dad? This is where you go into this town, and they have this culture is this, whatever it is. And then when you go to this, I said, this is where you're gonna be. You know what? You know that building over there, Dad? This is where I work. And the father looked at the son. He never see his son talking like this for a longest time. So he stepped back, and he's so proud in a way that how his son has already explored so much compared to him, and also that the success of his son, in the village that, oh, my son is in the big building, the how many hundred floors are working there, right? So this is what the father is like thinking and feeling into. He did not share, but at the back end, sit there, he feels really, really like proud as a father. So when we turn back, the son will drive to the village road. And then the return, it's very quiet. There's no conversations. And the son starting to have this flashback of how he doesn't like to drive that village road because he missed the most important meeting when because in on that road on that village road because of like the car broke down, the road is bumpy, and there's no like it just the help is difficult, and people so many people. There's no traffic. There's like so many traffic light, like people not let's say not following traffic lane, all of that. And that when he drove return back to that village road, he see those shops, and he said that, hey, I'm hungry. I wanted to go and eat. So they park and they went to the noodle shop. I got the noodle shop. And then in the noodle shop, I said, just, he remind the childhood. He's remember. And he said that, "Ah, this is the noodle that my dad always brought me." And he sat there, exactly the same size, exactly eating. The taste is exactly the same. And then look at the shop people that will make the noodle, right? Cook the noodle, make the noodle. It's just like, this is the next generation of the original. So the parents is no longer cooking, perhaps no longer there. It's only the next generation, maybe the son or maybe whatever, just the next generation. But amazingly, the noodle is exactly the same taste. And then along the way of like, driving home, instead of, this is where I used to cycle. This is where I used to fish. This is where I used to play. This is where my friend is here. It's all these memories coming back. So yeah. So of course have a mix of feeling of these memories of like returning and then missing just, just it's a lot of these up in the air. And that is that returning and then sort of like get to their home. And then when they reach their home, and then father and son get off the car and they sit in the living room. And then they look at each other and they actually thank you each other. Thank you for bringing me to the highway. I get to see what I have not seen. And if you didn't want to bring it, I would have never seen. So his dad also feeling like, what have I missed and all of that. But in the way that feeling appreciation and gratitude with the son and what he has, achieved and all of that. But it's just like feeling it's not about competition anymore, not comparing anymore, but it's more into this gratitude of the son of returning home. And the son is also feeling into like, thank you, Dad, for bringing me back to this village village way of coming home because it's like returning home. So yeah, so bringing into this harmony in the family. So in here, you can reflect on your living. Sometimes we on the highway, we don't want to use that road because of the judgment. Wherever you are at, you don't want to try the new things. You have the judgment. So in the judgment, that can put you in the block because you are not familiar. When we're not in the familiarity, we're coming into our own perception. And a lot of the fear-based decisions and selection, the choice that we select, and we get into the fear mode as whether we select the right thing or not in the January of 2026, or even during December 2026, whatever that you want to decide to do. Even though that is no decision yet, it's okay, I don't want to decide anything. When I reach to January, I will decide. And we are in January now. The stories probably perhaps is like whatever that I share in whatever that we have journey, we share, we do this vision board. When we transition, coming in this people 20, the first week of January, how do you feel into what you have done just in that the last December or even though December or even though just from immersion onwards? Is that feeling balanced? And when you look at the assessment that you have done as well, is that aligning or is that misalignment or is something that I know that I'm gonna do because I'm familiar with the things? So bringing into this metaphoric here is to let you know that there is no right or wrong of your decision. So do not go into the fear mode of fear base of every single thing that you decide. Because a lot of the time we scare of selecting the wrong thing so that something will happen to us. How many of you have that thought before? That even that little noise in this, let's say, 2 weeks. We all have that, right? We have that little bit of that. But I just say, I'm in my faith. I need to trust myself. Because if I don't trust myself, nobody will. So we keep on reframing all of this. And it's actually really good because this is where our body get to align, get to refine, not to the familiarity. It's sort of like outside is changing. We need to adjust to realignment, not adjust to fit. So Caroline, you know that our conversation yesterday is to fit in, right? So we not adjust to fit into other people's goods, let's say, or other people's we want to other people to understand us. So what is in the line to you when you decide to do the next thing, not about what is in the future thing. You cannot align what is in the future at all. You can align what is the next step. So when you step into the next step out, you feel already into the alignment. Then a next step, you're like, okay, I know how to do that. Just the first step because I really feel good. I really feel aligned. So you already know. So you have that proof to yourself, not proof to other people. Your nervous system tell you that I got the proof. The nervous system wanted to see the proof, the validation of your own action, of your own being and doing. It's not from someone's history. So this is where it's really important for you to understand this. We are going to talk about a lot of nervous system. We are going to talk about it's not only me. Content Imagine 2026, the first thing is already nervous system. So nervous system is easy to say. What is actually it is. You need to go down. Okay. And I said that that is really individual of your body. But now for our body to feel really safe, I wanted to see things. I wanted to hear things so that I trust. As internal, very basic human level, is you need to action so that you prove yourself to your own the nerve that I have done that, I am safe. It's not Lillian have done that, she is safe, I am safe. You will not sustainable in like this. Okay, that's it. That is the very first thing I want you to really say that action is important. Action is not doing only. Action is like decision is actioning. You click something is so actioning. So I think that we talk about this in the chart as well. Is be, action, and have. So this formula, when we in the be, are bringing into a very different context here. How do we connect to elemental? When we be in our elemental self, you could feel that what actually you are overdoing, lack of doing, or in alignment. And then if you feel like something that it can help you, I'm going to have that in like to make it happen, to balance it out. And then you will know that where to tap into and then to action on that and bringing into the rhythm. The elemental leadership is the rhythm. It's the rhythm of the business ecosystem. We are going to look at the ecosystem. That's what I call it as the elemental feminine leadership. We are building the ecosystem in the living, but also in our business. Most of the time, I don't split into this is the living ecosystem, this is the business ecosystem, this is your professional ecosystem. For me, it's all the same. The wind doesn't tell you only one thing. The wind telling you that everybody togetherness, harmony. So therefore, you will see your assessment result come back of yourself that you see yourself because you got the result first, right? Which is assessment. Oh, I don't have the wind. Or I don't know whether my fire is like this. So you started to know that where is need to be bumped up a little bit. Or maybe it's too much. So today I will get you to see. And then you will get to share of everything that what you get out of it. Okay. And then with the Caroline and Zero Prem, if you wanted to bring into your separate work after today, and you can. Okay. So you guys can share the result that you get, just one thing that is highlight, just one thing. We're not doing a lot of bullet point today. You may not be doing a lot of bullet point in the whole entire year as well. But it's awareness. When we aware, we have that consciousness support us. Consciousness support awareness, it will uplift us is a lot. And there's a discernment there too. And then you hear your body. When you trust the body more, the body will start to talk to you. You get to respond back. Your mind will start to get a little bit quiet too, softer. Okay, so this is basically what we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna bring into the slide. So before I bring into the slide, I wanna to hear from you. I wanna bounce back a conversation. So let's say, I don't know, Caroline, I see that you're already on. You want to share until now, but maybe half an hour already that I share. How is this related to what you do, how you see it, feeling it, and how you relate to your assessment and the result and all of that. So yeah.
I think the assessment was really quite real to what I'm experiencing right now. So I can see where my gaps are um, as far as the leadership um, elements go. Um, and I know where I have to do my work. Um, yeah, so yeah, it's quite a true assessment.
Continue, Caroline. Sorry, just continue. Don't worry about me. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, the areas that I'm sort of got gaps is in the earth where there are two patterns showing that, I've sort of misplaced responsibility. I sort of tend to take on a lot more, and I carry a lot of other people's burdens and emotions. Um, I also I feel the need to have more structure and set up firmer boundaries for myself. Um, because I'm constantly sort of um, working in transformation mode, that I'm not really sort of that much in my own presence. So this often makes me really tired, and that's really burnout. And yeah, I need to allow myself to rest a bit more when I am working. And because I'm doing both a full-time job and trying to, get this business going and in a sustainable rhythm, I need it to keep moving on its own. Yeah, I need a lot more structure. Um, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Caroline, for sharing. Siri Prem?
Uh, yeah, I liked it when you kind of interpreted the message as to that I need a living architecture.
Mm.
And yeah, and so I'm just wondering, yeah, I try to make sure that my energy when it's low, that I can get it up again quickly. And yeah, so um, and yeah, and then what we had about the fire, that my challenge is to trust and to feel safe. I found that there is again the same thing as like last year, that when I think, oh yeah, I want to do something, that there's something so strong that I can't really do anything important.
Mhm.
Yeah, the only things that I could do were like do little posts on Facebook, and that was it. But I didn't get to the main things. There are lots of really, yeah, things that need to be done that are really important. And yeah, there's still this block that I can't, yeah, really explain. Um, yeah, so, and you said that with air, I should ask you for some examples if I got that right, what you said.
Okay.
In the voice message, you said, yeah, remind me, ask me in the master class for examples.
Yeah, so we go in when we go into the example, you remind me what I share. So yeah, we're bringing into that. Yep.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
And what else? Yes. Well, yeah. I can't say anything more.
Thank you for sharing. Kyle, do you have anything to share that you want to share?
Yeah, I think just reflecting, I think especially on the last 3 years, it was like water-based, definitely. It was like I was drowning in emotion and feeling. And then the shift with the horses is like shifting me to more earth and more of the fire because it was igniting the deep passion within me, like reigniting that and receiving that reflection, that resonance, like very clearly. And then allowed myself to deconstruct in the process. So after it was like a lot of sleeping and resting with the horses, like integrating. And then now it's like feel completely different. I've never felt this way before. In I think the most grounded that I felt ever. And it's like clearly hearing my intuition. It's like when I do have moments where it's like mm, more like little hurdles, it's like I rebound very quickly, like within a day. And that's never happened before. So it's just like celebrating myself, trusting myself the process because I can feel my nervous system shifting and gaining more strength each moment. And I was like, wow, like this is incredible. And I mean, this is the third day of the new year, and I feel like it's like the consistency of my energy, the inspiration, the groundedness, the structure within the inspiration, and then just like reflecting back that I'm receiving accurately, which is like very reassuring for myself. So then it's just like building even stronger trust. And it's just like happening so organically. And I'm like, I love this feeling. So when I do the reassessment, I'm very, very, um, what's the word? I'm anxious to see what will come through of reflecting back of like my whole process. So yeah, it'll be good. And I think that'll just be like probably reconfirming what I've been feeling and everything. But yeah, it's just like it feels amazing. Like I don't know, just everything feels more aligning. Even in the uncertainties of things, it's just like this deeper knowing, the stronger foundation that I know I can trust it. And yeah, it's working so far. Knock on wood.
So all of this work, like when we're going into the elemental, so you will feel into, I think Siri will be able to pick it up if you in the human design. So I am not. I think that I have shared like nearly half an hour of this audio transmission. Said I am not in the human design. I have a result from running that I played in the free website. Then I went back, I think a year ago. I mean, not a year, it had been a year. I was like, oh, I actually can shift out of all of these. And I started to go into a deep analysis and research of this human design. The back, I did not know that human design behind it, of course, have I Ching. I know what's I Ching. And they have Kabbalah encoded underneath all the teaching. And immediately I asked it myself. I know Kabbalah so well that how will be manipulated. So again, I'm not going to explain all this. This has been done. Explanation is half an hour of this audio that you can tap into if you want to. So I'm here to let you guys know nature supports us if you see it clearly. So that's why I bring into elemental here. Okay, and also with Chinese medicines is also elemental. In here, obviously not treating about your Chinese medicine. It's not about, I'm teaching you here not to remember things. Okay, it is not a timetable. It's not a math. It is, I'm teaching you to see where you are in the living journey so that you can use your own living journey, your body emotion to create formula yourself, how to living in your own life, how to you journey your own business. And of course, with the support, you're able to see even clearer yourself. So this is my intention today. Okay, this doesn't mean that after today, oh, I'm gonna be very clear where my life gonna be. You actually already very clear. It's just that you need just everybody have this blind spot. Everybody have this gap. So it's just that. So I'm gonna share screen now. Gonna bring into a slide deck that I literally just finished. Where is this? It's in school. So container code. This is a link. You can click on that. You go in and read what is the code for the new container. So today is the roads that we choose. Yes, it's a lot of the name for today, but you know the way coming to end is all interconnected. I'm gonna run through it very quick because everything here or have all of this deck, I have already half an hour already going through that because got image I'm gonna run through. So highway. This is the highway on the top. On the bottom is a village. Let's say that I find that the only thing that I can see it is a village road. Okay. Highway, the village road underneath. Not everybody meant to take the same road. And that doesn't mean that you make one is wrong. That's why I said there's no right or wrong. In the village, people drive the same familiar road for decades. Slow, crowded, bumpy, but none. Then a superhighway was built. Faster, wider, connected places than never seen before. Some say it's too complex, too scary. I never know where am I going. Because when people scared, they don't know, they lost the directions. So they stay on the same old road, not because it's better, it's because it's familiar. So one day, as this is all the story is about, the son returned home. He has learned to drive the highway his life had expanded. He invited his dad to travel with him, and the father resisted. The son remembered why he left. So they agree, go with the highway, come back with the old road. So on the highway, father was amazed what he have not experienced. And on the old road, the son remember the simplicity of the life and also the warmth, the safety that once he has playing in the road and all of that. So both roads actually reveal something true in both of them. That's why there's this quietness when they drive, when they return to their home. Now going into the business, okay? In business, strategy works the same way. The old way, the old road is a familiar ways of working. The highways is a new infrastructure, new tools, leverage. The mistake is not choosing one. The mistake is judging those on the different road. We don't abandon the village and we don't fear the highway. We learn when to use when the time comes or with discernment, sovereignty, and care. And this is where we are, conscious leadership. Strategy is not neutral. Every business moves along a road, whether it's consciously chosen or inherited by habit. Some roads are familiar, they're well-worn, predictable, emotional safe, and carry history, loyalty, identity. And other roads were newly built that stretch further, reduce frictions, and open access to the world that previously cannot reach. So neither of all of these is wrong. But also don't confuse familiarity with alignment is how leaders stagnant. So this page is something that I want you to bring into another metaphor, and it's a very powerful one. The highway. If you can see the highway, it's like a vein in your body. It's like a blood flow in your body, your bloodstream that you flow in and out the heart. Those are the superhighway. Your nervous system is also a superhighway. Your nervous system loves familiar road. They're predictable. They protect you because it's emotionally safe. Because this blood, the flow, the nervous system that is the same path, the same road, they carry history. They carry loyalty. They carry identity. And now, why is it so difficult to refrain the mind? Why is it so difficult to, let's say, change behavior, and so difficult to change habit or do something new that you don't even know, or you feel the fear that is something that is unseen. I don't want to try it now. Because the road newly built. Think about it. That's you say you want to reverse, rewire, reframe to the new way. So this is where the new road is. The new way, more conscious way, it stretches you further. It reduces friction because it's expansion. It's open access to everything that you want to do. It's not only one bloodstream go in and out, it's multiple big blood vessel go into the mini blood vessel, including the nervous system can go into sympathetic and parasympathetic. The biggest nerve is the vagus nerve. And nothing is the same. Everybody have their own task. They are all interconnected. One block, you will block another thing. Why? Because one is blocked or no function. Our other organ is supporting. So now it's heavy. The other organ is supporting so that the body is balanced. Okay? So now one is actually not working, dim the light, and other organ is double the strength to make your body feeling safe. So if we are not repairing this dim light organ or path, this other organ is getting heavier and you will get disease. So we're thinking about this lung, kidney, liver. I'm going down into celestial healing already. But the superhighway is exactly how you see your body. Okay? So this is another way of my metaphoric teaching the nervous system. Okay? It's a lot here. It's all interconnected during the business, the wealth flow, the energy flow. Next slide. Strategy is infrastructure. It's not identity. Tools are not values. Methods are not morality. Infrastructure is not integrity. AI, systems, automation, platforms, leverage are roads. They're not beliefs. Okay? They are roads only. They're not your belief system. Our value I carry within us is our sovereignty, nervous system safety and protection, truth, coherence, and the quality are present. A strategy is aligned when it supports the body, protects the field. It is misaligned when it extracts energy, fragment attention, or demand constant proof of worth. And you can already have this image of how the flow as a highway when you feel is not protected, when your body is supported by some, like when I'm talking about one organ is feeling weak, another more need to be more, more energy for that. You could see that highway is starting to get blocked and it's starting to get misaligned. Where's the energy going? Fragment itself, and it's starting to get demand. Your body would demand you. We do not abandon the old road. We choose it when we use it. A sovereign business does not reject the past, nor does it romanticizing it. There are moments the old roads matter, the intimacy, relational depths, embodied conversations, cultural memories. They are the moment that the highway is essential too. Expansion, distribution, like supply chain distribution. When I look at the highway, we distribute like when you eat. You go, when you're eating, you bite. It's like distribution supply chain, right? You go into whatever the organ that need to digest the food. And then for the food turn into the energies. So scaling your business, leverage, time protection. Wisdom lives in movement in between. It's not this and that. It's this in between means the imbalance. So strategy is situational intelligence. Oops. And look at this. Look at this again. Since you're already aware, your body already feeling a lot of things anyway by using a lot of metaphors. Highways are for expansion. Village roads are for integration. And look at this. Ooh, yeah, ooh. Expansion without rooting in, it creates burnout. Routine without expansions creates stagnant. It's the same thing. The highway on the top, the village road, and it's so heavy in this picture. The strategy that I will be sharing with you today is holding in harmony. Root beneath the surface, the value, the coherence, and truth. Reach, which is like a highway, beyond the horizon, innovation, systems, and skill. Like trees, if you can relate to the trees, the tree grow upwards does not make the root suffer. The root deepen indeed, precisely when the tree grows. The more they grow, the root had to grow first, deep, it grow up. When the tree grow up, it grow branch. The branch grow out, it grow leaves. And underneath the root, even more. So yeah, they don't stop. A business that refuses to grow eventually exhausted itself. It will exhaust itself. A business that grow without grounding collapse. Thinking about energetic feel, thinking about your energy, thinking about your environment, whether all of those supporting you or not. Let me know, because I can't see your face. I only can see Carl's face on my screen here. If you want me to stop, you says, Lillian, can we stop because you wanted to sync? Because it's a lot floating up at the moment. I could feel you guys need to sink in to the body, okay? Sink into the body. So this is the two column. Left column is strategy must protect the body. It's not any strategy. The strategy that we use is sustainable and protect your body. This protection is not about, no, don't do this. It's not that kind of protection. Okay? All roads are often very demanding. You need to a lot of repair, a lot of effort, hyper responsibility because you have to volunteer yourself sometime because there's no system in place being on all the time. So yeah, and conscious infrastructure used with discernment, you reduce all the loads or repeating, shorten the cycle, save times, protects the nervous system too, restores creativity, spaciousness. Something that I'm bringing to here is efficiency is not about the goal. Is that I have to be productive. I need to be effectiveness. I don't really talk about these couple of words for the corporate levels only, but I don't really use that word. But in the business, I don't look at the efficiency or productivity. I don't bring that to my business because I know that as long as my body not suffering, then that is the key. Health is the strategy. Regulated breath, regulated body, regulated nervous system make everything better. Better mindset, better emotion, joy, happy, and not depleting. And I think that I mentioned to this judgment is a fear based, so I'm not going. So here, the last part, our job is not preserve the old roads. We are here to read the map. Read the map honestly. This is the last page. We do not build business to glorify struggle. It's just like badges. You feel like you work so hard. I had so many badges on. No. Reward exhaustion. No. Equal mutual effort with worth. No. What we're building here is honor rhythm, choose leverage consciously, evolve without abandoning lineages, protect the nervous system as the core asset. And I really love this. We respect the village. We navigate the highway. We return home without losing ourselves. So this is a huge way of going or entering what we're going to share because I need you guys to really understand what is the real nervous system means inside your body and how do you see it so that bringing into a superhighway and also the old village road. And it's the easiest way to explain the nervous system because when I say nervous system, you might be blank and you might be okay. There's so many scientific words. I'm not scientist. No, we all having actually the same body system. Human have similar body system. It just the sexual organ is different, and also way of working. Everybody's different. Come with the experience and your living histories and lineages. So the next thing, this is what we're gonna do. I know we're not even going in yet. So do you guys want to have 5 minutes break before we go into the next slide?
Yes, please.
Okay, 5 minutes. How's everyone going so far, so good? Clearer? Do something clearer? Mm.
I feel like things shifting again.
Bring you guys to the highway.
Sorry, I didn't feel anything like clearer. It was the same.
Okay, great. Okay, so now, since everybody's already back, so now we're going into this. I'm gonna spend half an hour here, and we are not teaching what is need to be balanced, and it's about the theories. I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm doing here is how it's showing up to you. Okay, in your business, in your leadership pattern, or in your own pattern or behavior, and how do you regulate them through your nervous system awareness, and there are also practices in there. Okay, so you have this slide for these practices. As I said, just choose one, let's say whatever the element that you wanted to bump up. Okay, so they're just using that somatic practice in whether morning, night, or wherever you available, and it's not a long time, it's just like 1-2 minutes only. So yeah, so let's go in. Okay, so I don't think I need to read this. We are doing these earth, water, fire, air, and space. It's only these 5 as a core element, like a wheel. Okay, when you look at this, I'm bringing you to the wheel. Okay, as the code that I draw. So that is the wheel. The we in the middle of the wheel, and that is like a soul or the spirit. Straight into, let me go into here. So the 5 elements. We have earth. I know. Yeah. I think how you were like, what? The ash people? The solid? This is like Avatar. Yes, you're right. Correct. I learned all of these from Avatar. So if you don't know the name, don't worry. I'm not here. It's for me to look at it and I remember the story. Okay, I built the deck. I was supposed to have something behind it as an Avatar cartoon. I was like, you know what? It's too hard. Bring it just a very elegant way and simplicity. So don't worry about the name and no stress. Okay, Earth is the Earth. So the essence of the Earth, loyalty and devotion. And those are the archetype because I was playing with the archetypes, so I merged everything together. So water essence, now here is you are going to familiar of elements essence. Okay, earth essence, loyalty, devotion. Water essence, attachment and empathy. Fire essence, transformation and will. Air essence, freedom and movement. Space essence or ether is oh yeah, the bridge. And there's more to this more intuitive feeling, intuitive and flow. That's why I didn't even put it here. Okay, now we're going into each individual. So now this is where your assessment coming in, then you can sort of like looking at it. But yeah, just feel, I'm gonna be slow. As you see, so many words, you sort of like thinking, there's a reflecting here. And with Kyle, I know that even though without assessment, you're already playing with the element anyway. So you will be able to know that which one. You can put like this column, earth, air, whatever the column. So you just tick, however you do it, you will sort of like measure yourself. You do your own assessment on the spot. Okay, so balance, what's a balanced expression here for earth? When you balance, clients' loyalty, long-term containers, sustainable structure to support your work, devotion to craft and mastery over time, responsibility to community, authority that is rooted in the earning trust. So I have that somatic marker, which is sort of like reading like a affirmation, but you can take this later on when you read. Too much or not enough of the earth element. If too much, it becomes rigid. Over attached, to how it always been, and you will hear the conversation, it's always like this. When people ask you, why do you do this? Especially in the company, when you are new, when you ask the old employee, you're like, oh, it's always done like this. Why? I don't know. It's the rules. Rigid. Okay? Resistant to evolution. And that word, I never know how to read it, but I know that means it's like rigid and cannot change. More to the performance leaders. Structure becomes prison. You feel trapped. That's why our first year, when you said, I'm going to give you structure, you're like, no thanks. I wanted to be in flow. And now we have tests, TAST, tested about the inflow. And now like, I want to be in the structure. The structure that can hold you, not the structure that feeling trapped. Okay? Less of the earth element, we all know that, ungrounded, not consistent, can't sustain the relationship, constant starting over again. And energy of these, you starting to get not trust, like you're not only not trusting yourself, getting less, but are also the people trusting you, because you show that people can read you, and also that people, not only you don't trust yourself, people don't trust you, and you don't trust other people in the larger form. So where are you holding on loyalty that prevents evolution? Where do you hold yourself back, and calling into that is called a loyalty. That's why people say loyalty doesn't work anymore. So yeah. So I think that this is I think that Caroline, you can bring into the history of your restructuring for so long, right? In the company is direct, indirect impact. You will see the imbalance of here, and also how it affected you as well, which is really good. You do have a case study now, at least. Water sign, attachment and empathy that we spoke, balance expression. How's that looking? Yeah.
I've got a question.
Ask.
Yeah, I feel with the earth, I've got everything. It's too much and deficient.
So the question for you here is, what do you feel that you needed to do by you looking at that? Just one thing. As I said, there can be a lot. Yeah. One thing at this present moment, what is the loudest, or what is shouting at you?
Attachment.
Attention to?
Attachment.
Oh, attachment. What do you attach to? Or what do you overly attach? Which you don't want to change. That's where, when you wanted to change, you're resistant. And perhaps that's the key. You need to open the door by using that key. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Thank you. Water sign, balance, expression. Deep empathy creates transformations. This is the balance, okay? So holds emotion space without losing yourself. A lot of the time, when you hold too much emotion, you said, I wanted to feel deep. But beware, don't lose yourself in your own emotion. Okay? Compassion that moves and protects. Peace-centered conflict resolution. Create emotional safe container. This is very important here. Open heart that can receive and release. Feeling deeply without drowning. Too much water. Attachment to client's outcome. Can't hold boundaries. Over nurturing create dependency. Peace seeking becomes avoidant. And too little water, disconnection. Transactional. Cold, detached delivery. Rigid boundaries prevent intimacy. can adapt the client's needs. Where are you confusing empathy with enmeshment? Who wanted to share this piece? I will open.
True story. That's what I'm going through right now. Yeah, especially that last part. Where are you confusing empathy with enmeshment? Yeah. Can't wait to graduate from that.
Okay, so I will go through all of these just sort of like you can see yourself, like daily self, like in and out of this slideshow. But it's okay. We all here is awareness. Okay, it's not a diagnostic. It can be a diagnostic tool. You can use it as a diagnostic with your clients. Yes, we are feeling like we are diagnosed, but no, we are bringing into so much awareness here. Okay, fire, transformation, wheel. The balance fire. I think that Caroline was talking about this voice for fire and all of this, right? So here it is. Balance fire or flame. I like to bring into fire meaning of the flame, right? People will get some people very rotary, they're scared of fire. They will run away. Don't burn me. It's not really a bulb, it's a flame. Okay. Clear willpower directed towards vision. Transforms pain into purpose. Devotion to mission, not ego. Healthy visibility and being seen. Passionate leadership that inspired. Solar warm in your belly, life force moving through, capacity to be seen without needing to prove anything. So, as I said, where's the fire come from? Life force energy. That's why life force is creativity is very important. Too much fire and too little fire. Oh, I know this very well.
True story.
So too much fire, right? This devotion become ego driven. Okay. Pain become identity. Fire is so funny. When I was reading this, my back is like my lower back is like tingling. It's transmuting on my back. Fire becomes vigilant. Anger masquerading as passion. Because we sort of like got confusion out there. If you misuse fire, if someone belong to, I can say in my own experience, if you don't know much about the element or not connecting or not experiencing, you will use the wrong, like you use the tools the wrong way. And you thought that it's that way. But you get people said, and now you burn yourself. There you go. So yeah. So less fire. Oh, it's this extinguish. No, shh. Okay. Shh. So yeah, no devotion on purpose. You don't know where you're heading. So what's your purpose? I don't know. Everything I don't know. I don't know. You dim your visibility is like no light. Weak boundaries, disconnected from why. So where has devotion becomes about ego rather than service. So again, in here, for me, my experience, my first year in GOTC, I have no idea what ego really means. For me, it means nothing. The word English, it means nothing to me. And this is the ego of me. The ego of me doesn't want to know what's ego. I said, I don't understand. No. So yeah, of course. So when that down, when I unpack my own healing journey, and those ego itself is dissolved. So yeah, and a lot of the time from the dissolving, you can see your identity also dissolve, come from the pain, right? And you're like, oh, so much ego there and feeling compassion to yourself. And this is how the fire make you. Yeah, in the flame from ash to rise up. And it's very, very fire element is very very healing when you tap into the fire because fire is burn you, like you said, burn, right? Or flame. It burn you first. You turn to the light, turn to the goal. And from the goal, you turn to devotion and passion. And using that healthy fire, you can get you exhale and leap. So yeah. Air, freedom and movement. So balance of the air, what that means is visionary capacity for possibility, innovations and creative solutions, creative solutions, freedom to pivot and adapt. Movement serves evolution, mental clarity and strategy. I want to bring into a very focus here. Adapt. This year, I'll use the word we need, high adaptability wherever you are. A lot of people cannot adapt in the new way of working. This year is a little new way of working. And adaptability, you can say that maybe resilience is both, but a different form of an entrepreneur world. When you go to professional world, adaptability is always tied into the resilient. So yeah. But get to try yourself of how do you feel into adapt? How can I adapt of a new way of working that I don't even want to do it, but I can adapt instead of just judging it or instead of pushing away. You find a way of like softer and you're like, actually, you know what? It's actually not that bad. Let me try put some steps on it and try. Oh, I got some result there. I feel good. And then slowly you become more adapt to yourself. So constantly trying in your own way. Spacious breath, mental clarity, seeing multiple possibility while still choosing one. And this is the air. Okay, not about flow. It is about sort of like flowy, flying, but it's very grounded here. Okay. Too much air and too little air. Too much air, we know that it's floating and it's not grounding. So nomadic energy can't commit at all. And visually, that is not execution. There's no, the plan is there on the Gantt chart. It's kind of moving and moving the day and keep on moving and moving. You can't commit. Analysis paralysis. Anyone?
Hmm.
Scattered across too many ideas. So that is too much air. Oh, I received the idea. I received this idea. So these are excessive. But how do you bring all of this beautiful energy anchored to your body? So think about that. Less, not enough air. You feel stuck. No vision. Rigid thinking, resistant to change, mental fog, no creativities. So that is not enough air or deficiencies too. So where is freedom actually avoidance? Where is freedom actually avoidance of commitment? Anyone wanted to share this piece?
It's basically a reflection of my past 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was trying to find my vision, like for the future, and there's so many ideas, and then it was just like my head was getting like so foggy, and then I couldn't make any decision, and then I was just sleeping and not creating or anything. So I think it's just like is like that bridge that I needed of with the horses to put me in a direction. Like it just organically formed. So, and then it's just like clearing the way. I think because it's like for me, I was receiving so much in spirit the past 3 years that my physical body was trying to catch up. And then now it's like everything's aligning and then it's like everything's turning back on. And then it's just like, oh, it's like you wake up one day and you're like, oh, like I'm, I'm clear. It's like a switch, right? It's just like electrifying in a good way, you know? So,
And
yeah.
also one thing that because the past 3 years, let's say that in the beginning, the past 3 years, you may not feeling protection in the body or safety in the body.
Yeah.
So your ideas cannot come into the body at all. There's no structure no structure because it's not feeling safe. So everything is open air. So yeah. So anything that's open air, no protection, no feel. Let's say no action, no feel, no awareness. Is literally is like no vision, nothing. It's scattered. So yeah. And no execution, and you cannot commit since all of that is here. Yeah. But now, because you said that is a lot better now realigning, because your body is already learning what is the highway.
Mm.
So it will get better. Yeah. If you're not drowning in your own self.
Yeah.
So the next one, which is the last one, is space, unifying element. What's the balance expression here? Hold all the element without becoming, like all of them is not only becoming one, you're becoming all of them. Okay? Create meaning from contradiction. Unify work into coherence whole, quantum awareness for both, bridges between material and mystical. So here, vast sky mind capacity to hold paradox and stillness contain movement. So a lot of people wanted to fly. A lot of people wanted to just not doing a lot of the doing. I just wanted to go up, and because it's feeling good. So when this is what they're selling, like the spiritual world are selling how I have like probably I have not tapped into that world very much, but I know that in the beginning, before GOTC, it just say you come to these I will get you activation. I just seen this social media like event. I love to attend some free event on Facebook. A lot of people attend. I know that a couple of things that I went into the Facebook this free workshop, or there's people on live and free workshop and all of that. They say, oh, I get you to feeling good, and I can't even remember how they promote, but I know that people commenting when they're receiving, oh, it's so good. I'm in a high vibe now, on a high frequency. I can hold everything. Oh my God. It's just like, hi, 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 hi. I gotta tune in my body. And then this high, I was like, where are you going? my human self like, hi, 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 go away, go heaven. This is ego, right? Ego. So this is like when people wanted to have feeling so good because they're in pain, they don't want to feel it. So this is where the selling point for the new age community. And then when I get to a certain age, certain whatever day, when the Zoom call close, after one or two, the vroom come down. And then they feel worse again because they can register the good feeling when they come back to the normal. That feeling of normal, they feel worse in their body because they already feel good. They judge the pain in the body. So this is where the next thing here is here. So no element, as I said, is no good and bad. We need to balance. This is where I get you to see where is the imbalance coming in. And it's not to study to get you to go high up. So when our suffering, I put the word suffering. Normally I don't use a lot of the emotional word to teach people. But here we all know about the pain, and human suffering is real. Whether it's energetic suffering, we suffer when the element actually we only have one, like we dominate only one and separate from the spirit. Harmony only happens when all the elements work together in the service of something larger. Earth, ground, water soften, fire strengthen, air freeze, space unify back to source.
Got one question. How do we find out if there's just one element which dominates?
Let me see what else in here, I think. Oh, see? Can you see the question here? The first question here, the work.
Yep.
So that is your practice journey. Which element is dominant? No, this is you can, of course. So in here, this is your homework over there. So let me see what's here. This is the last page anyway. So I can share my experience when I don't really know. I did not really know element that much, and I did not know how to use them at all because I only know that when I want something, this is my old self, okay? When I want something, no one can fight for it. And I know the way, you will not stop me. I tell people as a warning, that is how I work in the professional world. I think that I don't think that Caroline sees that part of it. So yeah, because of the way that I work, how do I say yes to a job? I won't be saying yes to a job. It's just like every day is facing the computer, doing numbers and solve, analyzing it. I like to talk to the team. I like to talk to the people, and I will be very judgmental to people. You can't do this. And I will direct, I will manage people. So I am so dominant. You will see your old self first. And then now it's like, oh, I don't do that anymore. So those are where you can comparing yourself. So yeah, so now I treat my fire as my sacred medicine. No one will tap into my fire. My fire is a life force energy. They are medicine to heal me, not heal other people. And I am not using that medicine in me to blast outside. So I turn inwards. That flame is healing my body. So that is I'm using my fire. And my water, what water? I can't see any fire. So this is my beginning, right? What fire? I don't know, what water? I love the fire. Because it's just my body. So you will know whether you fire or you know that is more dominant. So whether you speak, my mouth is like a spears. So there is that fire. And this is where become poison. Overpower, it become poisoned. Even though I learned this not because of work, because it's just me. When I was little, even though my mom said something, I would, you know how Jen also fire? And my mom just not, because my mom said no. And most of my mom, because more mom together, dad's working. And my mom said, no. And then I do. And then my mom said, why you do this? And my mom also, right? And I'm fire. But no one put a extinguisher on me. I did not know how to be softened. I only know that I need to exhale so that someone say yes to me. So someone see me. But all the while, nobody cared about me. Not being seen. And I was hiding. This is where the behavior become distorted. I become performative. I want to perform. Oh, Lillian, you're so good. It's doing so fast. And you do faster. It's not intentionally because you already know what to do. People don't know what to do. You do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God, you know everything. Yeah, I know everything. And then I say I charge, and then they all run away. So, because I need the boundaries. Because I know that if I solve people problem, where's my time doing my boss and my to-do list and become the here? So yeah, so I have to get softer. I have no idea how to do this. Imagine the Lillian with the fire and then with the wet, the water. If you look at the Elemental cartoon, you will know the fire and the water. And of course, when I met somebody water like Mr. Carl there, it's always splash me with the water out, and my fire can't even got up. And then from there, I heal by water. I become soft. It just because it's not like I want to become soft now. Come on, soft. It doesn't work. Same with you. It's just like I want to get fire out. Fire come up. Fire. It's not. Oh no. This is in your body. You need to decommit to your body because it's just essence. We all have this. Then we talk about we have masculinity, we have femininity, right? You can't say that I'm masculine and now feminine. No. And that is pretending and that's performative. So natural element is, you know what is really good? If you want more water, you want to work with water, you speak to the water person. You be with the water person. You learn from the way of they do things. I tell you, it's very strange. Why he's like that?
Hey,
So that's my then. But I put my guard down and bar down and perfectionist down and expectation down. So this is all the fire down. Fire, fire expectation high. Perfection is even high. Oh, high, right? Because it's like pumping up. So you down. It's just like no fire. Oh my God, what am I doing? And then you feel like so sick. It's not really sick, but you feel really suffer in the beginning. And then you started to purge. Your internal body started to, when you started to adjust, because it's so intense in the organ, and then now you try to adjust, your body also wanted to adjust, go back to nature. It's just like highway and the village road, you need to adjust. Otherwise, it's just fighting with each other. It's not harmony. So for me, I have to learn in like I'm being very blessed that I have someone to guiding me. I'm just it's not really guiding, just like mirroring. It's literally mirroring. And this is where you will pick up yourself. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I still been softer. So, so that is my experience of I know your body, you know that I'm very if let's say someone's very earthy, every time they will really spend a lot of time on the earth, like with the earth, go for walk in nature, and there the first thing they will speak to the plant. They will more about earth, like trees. Trees for them, they just hug the trees, they're very healing. For me, in the beginning, hug, what? Not feeling. So why am I hugging the tree? So no, but I did. But it took me a long time to actually accept that. So yeah, this ego, whether you wanted to try or not, because you judge first before you try. And that is common and normal. But I like committed to myself that I just get this guard, take off. There's no badges, say productivity, efficiency, no badges. Don't give yourself that badges. So yeah. And then slowly you know you become neutral. It's richly well bringing this as elemental leadership because your body inside will come into peace and calm in the balance. So I wanted to get perhaps the water to share, which is Kyle to share because he knows that to meet a fire person, that's the experience of different. So I'm bringing the mic to you now. So yeah.
oh yeah. Yeah, fire person. I think for me, with a fire person, the most common thread was like my nervous system. It was like, oh boy. I was like, I could feel that fire, and it was just like, okay, bye. Like it was just like I would shut down. Like I would just like feel all this like uneasiness in my body. It now is like feeling like that was like the fire moving through me to like create new pathways with my nervous system, but didn't understand that then, but understanding now, like at this very moment, that it was just like I would just like sleep or like not talk to Lillian for like a week or two or even 6 months. But it was just like that, it was like the big energy, right? And it was like short circuiting myself, right? And but it was like the more that I would um to be in the presence of the fire, it was like over time, it's like my nervous system built up that strength, that resilience to like handle it, right? And then um yeah, and it's just like I was using like this tool, like these tools like Lily and I created of like if it was like too intense, it would be like, okay, softer, 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 so that I could feel, we could both feel the neutral energy, and then that harmony and the compassion would come through, and we would have like deep connects and deep understanding. So I think it's a good thing, especially having the balance of fire and water. I mean, it took me 3 years to finally adjust to that because I was afraid of fire, to be honest. I've been afraid of fire my whole life. It was like, oh, God gave me a fire person. Oh, dear God. Like, why? You know what I mean? But then I think it was the best thing ever because it's like, it helped me to overcome the fire. And now it's like turning that into my passion and like turning that into like my passion with the horses is like becoming like not afraid of that fire because it's like everything to me. Like it's like this um you live it, breathe it, and you become one with it. And then now it's like bringing that to the relationship. It's like not scary at all. And I was just like, wow, I've overcome so much fear and walked through that gateway like from day one with Lillian. And I was like, wow, like so proud of us, like all in 3 years. But that was like consistent work every single day, right? So yeah, I think just bringing that awareness and the mindfulness. Yeah, it was uncomfortable and at times it was like heart wrenching and didn't think I would make it through in those moments, right? That feels like that's just like all there is, right? But when you just allow yourself to journey through it and then you come out of it on the other end, especially like 2026, it's like meeting that with the fire horse. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. Like, it's really good. So it was all worth it.
Mm.
Yeah.
I wanted to add something is all of this is the framework, this is called the framework that I just shown you guys is a cyclical.
Mm.
So when the weather or not really the weather, with the seasonal change of yours, then you will tap into a very different. You will know that what is more stronger. And also that your pattern will shift as you grow. Remember, you grow too. You evolve as well. Because of as season change, you change, right? And your business change as well. So this is true. As I said, this all of this cyclical changing is actually through awakening. So yeah. So that is actually coming to the conclusion or the end of today. Mm. So how you guys feeling into all of this? And oh, Sarah Prem, did I answer your questions about how do you know that which one is more dominant?
No, because you say that's your homework to find it out.
Yeah, because I have shared with you all the elements. If that is like there's too much of each element, you will know that there's a bullet point that I'll just show it to you because one is excessive, one is deficiency. So yeah, you will know. It's sort of like you will tick off and you will know in your body then which one is more. So yeah, which one do you feel lean towards to? Are you very watery? Are you very earthy, very airy, or very fiery?
Well, I from the Ayurvedic perspective, I'm more Vata,
As
and
earthy?
no, Vata is air. You
Okay.
had it in your you had it written
Yeah.
down also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm from it's air with a bit of fire. That's my Ayurvedic elementals. That's Vata.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
here, as I say, here it's different from these descriptions. As I say, then as I say, there is too much, then there is a deficiency in the same element, and sometimes the elements there's something similar, like kind of resistance to change is too much air also. As little air and too much earth. So so I don't know.
If too much air, little
It's a bit
earth. So
confusing to me.
that's why I said if you do it's just like if you do like a timetable, it's hard. We had to feel into balance into the body. What my body actually need now. So I can hear that when you like too much air, what you will just share is actually not enough earth. So yeah, that is
Yeah,
where.
and then the funny thing is that when you asked me when I said I had too much earth somehow and deficient earth, I felt like too much earth. So this is why I'm confused.
Because you were talking, because your excessive earth is over attachment. Remember, you're talking about over attachment. I asked you what is it because that is too much earth. So yeah, it's over. Is that dominant? Is domineering your things that you wanted to do, which is we call it as excessive, right? Is dominant. So yeah, which is exactly the right.
Yeah, I would say I feel like, as I say, I come from the Ayurveda, and it's for me it's more like it's more Vata, it's more air, because my mind's often going from here to there, from A B C D E F G, and I love movement, and I have a lot of movement. And this is why I get too much into this overthinking, because I'm going from A to B to C to, and and so this is what I mean. I'm not clear on the elements here, because
if too much air is you cannot commit. You cannot commit to self. You always shut something, open something, shut something. There's no execution. That is too much air. Too much flying.
Yeah.
So that is where the air is. You want to look at the elements. So I will do, instead of going to which one air and which one less, I will go to reverse engineering. You go to what am I need to concern and what is I need to focus right now. Immediate focus, whether it's the boundaries, whether it's whatever. Okay, let's say now you were sharing about attachment. You know that here you literally just said it is attachment, that you will not, is that it causing your resistance. You need to find out what is it first, and then you release that and you become balance of these elements. Once elements balance, it will lift up yourself. So that is where this is elemental is always natural cycle, natural rhythm. You don't need to be like manipulate them as like which one is more, all of these. So as it's actually like when you see this when you see it on the slide, like I'm gonna give it to you anyway. So you will know that start from what you are. Let's say you are less of boundaries for me, less boundaries, let's say, and then you look at it. I need to be strengthened, a little bit of boundaries. And then you're like, okay, you assess what element is that, and say, okay, I need to balance. how is that balance feel like? And then you sort of from there, you have the plan. You will do the steps yourself. This is how you do it as a practice, which is exactly what I wrote here. Just select one thing, and then you come into the rhythm. So yeah, and it's not I need to do A now. Which one am I less? If you were doing this type, like a timetable way, which is 1 + 1 is equal to this, is coming into very
No, I'm
get
not
the,
doing this.
you
This is
get
why I
blocked.
say this is why this is more
Yeah.
confusing to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, just do something that is less confusing to you there, because if you're doing like this, looking at that element first, and then to shift the thing, instead of looking at the issues, let's say, and then you found out that one's actually imbalanced, because when you're doing from the element onwards, you're getting very rigid because you stick to what it is. You're not sticking to what you are now. Can you see what I mean here? So yeah, you have to know that what is your pattern now, and that is real. And then you do the assess, which is where the assessment is coming in. Then you see, and then you look at this. There's no chart here, but I see what is excessive, what is less, what I need to improve on, and for feel balance. So like a reverse engineering. So yeah. Caroline, do you have any things you want to share?
Just I just feel that I need to like go over this again and understand the elements and see and get into the rhythm of recognizing these elements, in my body. I think more than anything else. I need to do more body work, I think, and understand when these are coming up for me, and how to harmonize these elements. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody will have their own way of doing things, but it's important for you to anchor down what first. And then you go and see that where it's playing out. And then you go into balancing. Once you know that, recognize where it's excessive, or where is the lack or little, and then or deficiency, whatever the name is at that. But then you will know that how to bring into balance. So yeah, I am doing it this way because I know that my body is register and my experience count. If I, which is the most like only until now, I able to understand more of elements, because I used to wanted to study west wind. How am I gonna do this? Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna like copy the wind. You know what I mean? It's not I am here. See what is the lack that I need to balance out my body, my feeling, my environment. And then you will understand that, now I'm balanced. This is the air. This is the air element in the body. It's all in the body. So yeah. So this is how it's an embodiment. It's embodied of the it's embodied way of doing, of looking at this. So yeah. So I'm open to get you guys to share the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna come back to this as well, get you see that what you guys have journeyed, and we guys can share of how you're finding yourself in the element, because we are elemental. So yeah. So that is all from me. So yeah, if that is there any more question for me? I hope that you enjoyed the session. Yeah.
Thank you.
So what is this? The last thing is like, how do you know that, how do I look at this? And then with the highway. With the highway, you understand where the nervous system flow. I'm not talking about, this is sympathetic flow, you need to go to highway. No, you now bringing into the awareness of feeling this high and low. What does that mean? I mean, highway and the village, right? Like an old road. So yeah. And then you can coming into this, when you come into this elemental, it's acceptance piece. Recognize, awareness, and acceptance. the rhythm, root, trees, nature, and all of that, which is already mentioned it. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next 2 weeks.
Mhm. Thank you.
All right, bye for
Thank
now.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, bye.